everybody, welcome back to another Dnd Explained video. My name is Harry and in today's video I'm happy to be covering something that I've only just recently dabbled in. So this summer that just gone, I started playing D&D with some friends back at home. I hadn't really played it before, so I was really interested to get into it, learn all the things that I could, and now that I've played it and understand it, I want to share it with you guys. So this is going to be the start of, hopefully, a series, and this first video is going to focus on the dice of Dungeons & Dragons. Now, the dice in D&D, there's so many varieties. I'm going to cover them all and what they're used for in this video. And the main thing about dice is, if you're looking to get them, places to go are like a local game store, bookstore, or on the internet you can find all kinds of things. And they can come in different designs. So if I sort of show you, this is a dice that I picked up. This is like part of a pack of dice that I picked up in my local game shop for about £5, which is pretty cool. And also, this is part of a pack that I was given by the DM as like part of the sort of role playing, which was pretty cool. It's like a little welcome gift. So anyway, with that welcome introduction out of the way, let's get started. First dice I'm going to cover is the D4. Now the D4 looks a lot like this, like a triangle with four sides. I'll give you a little look. Now these are sort of used to sort of calculate small damage. So if you're attacking like a dagger or something, then this is what you'd use to calculate it. You simply roll it and you'd see the figure at the top of the triangle. So whatever lands at the top is what you go with. These are also used to answer yes and no questions. So if your DM's looking to be a bit more immersive and wants to ask you questions like, do you know about Lord da la la la, then you can use these to figure it out. I think it's even is yes, odd is no, I think. But yeah, these are really cool dice. I think this is one of my favourite parts of the dice pack. It's not my favourite, but it's just a really cool looking dice. So yeah, that's D4. Moving swiftly on. The next dice is called the D6. Now, this is the most commonly used dice, so if you're going to play a game with your friends, I'd recommend having at least 4 of these because they are very, very important. This is what they look like. They're your standard board game dice, and yeah, they're pretty cool. I'd recommend for games having ones with numbers on it because it just makes it easier to count up. And anyway, these little beauties are used to calculate damage, very similar to D4, but it's sort of like medium-ish damage, and also for encounters. So, same principle as the D4. If you roll an even number, encounters don't happen. But if you roll an odd number, then your encounters will happen. Now, of course, whether or not you have encounters depends on how immersive your DM wants to be. So it's all down to him, but definitely if you're going to have a game, have at least 4 of these, because these are used quite a lot in games, especially ones that I've been a part of. The next dice I'm going to focus on is the D8, or as I like to call it, the top. And it's pretty easy to see why, because it does look like a top on that. But yeah, this dice is used to, again, calculate damage, sort of on the same level as a D6, but they're also used, if you're a mage character, you'll roll this to calculate sort of the chances of your spell hitting. And yeah, it's really cool. Because I didn't play as a mage, I didn't get to use this as much, but yeah, I still think they're a cool dice, and it's just really nice how it's got like a specialised sort of purpose, especially with classes, which I'm hoping to cover in this series. Dice up is the D10. So it's these ones here. These are sort of bigger tops, if you like, and the purpose of this is to calculate larger amounts of damage. So moving away from D8s and D6s, and we're going up to the big dice. And much like the D8s, these are also used to calculate the chances of a spell hitting. Again, I didn't get to use this as much during my playthrough because, well, I was only playing an archer, and there's not really much you can do with a D10 when you're an archer. But still, really cool dice, and again, I just like how they're all specialised. Moving on to the next dice, the D12. This is what they look like. I think these are my second favourite dice in the pack, just because they look so cool and they feel really nice when you sort of hold them. That sounds really weird, I know. But these dice are used to calculate spell damage, and they're also used by the DM to sort of figure out which monsters you're going to encounter. So if your DM's got a sheet of paper with, say, I don't know, Skeleton 11, Ogre 5. They'll roll it, and whatever pops up is what you'll fight in a dungeon. I think it's really cool that this is a thing. You know, it gives DMs more chance to experiment. There's more chance of things happening, and yeah, I just think it's a really cool addition to the dice. The penultimate dice, and possibly my favourite dice in the pack, the D20s. I mean, look at them. Look at all the size they've got. It's just such a cool dice. And these dice, they're not really used for damage, rather they're used for actions. So, say for example, if you're trying to sneak past an area, you'll be asked to do a stealth check or something. And this is one of the dice that's used to do that. So, I think it's the higher up it goes, the more likely you are to succeed. And obviously the lower down it is, the less likely you are to succeed. I just think it's such a cool dice, and when you roll it, there's just so many sides, it just rolls, and it's perfect. I think it's an awesome dice. The final dice that you're going to look for in your pack is the D100. It's a bit of an unusual name, and it looks very similar to a D10, but if you look very carefully, you'll notice that it's got double digits. So this is used mainly by the DM, and is used as sort of a chance and loot counter. So, and it's also used alongside the D10, so if I just grab that quickly. So basically when you roll these two together, or the DM rolls it together, depends on what roll you're looking for, you'll notice that they sort of collect together. So that's 0, 0, that's 100. So say for example if you rolled 0, 0 and a 1, that would be 100 chance, and that's quite high. And this is really important because if you're going into a dungeon or you've just found a treasure room, this is going to look at what you've sort of found. I know on my first playthrough I was really lucky when we found this sort of treasure room. I managed to find this hidden door and it led to a bag of holding, which I thought was just really cool. And given it was my first time, it really helped to draw me into the game and helped to capture my imagination a bit. So yeah, definitely an excellent dice. Ladies and gentlemen, was my explanation of the dice used in Dungeons and Dragons. I'd like to thank you so much for watching this video. If you enjoyed it, please let me know by liking this video, and let me know down in the comment section below if you like this series and you really want us to continue, because I'm thinking of continuing it on. Also, if you haven't already, feel free to subscribe, click on the bell icon to know exactly when I post another video. Until next time, Harry's out.